So our project is currently named 60+, subject to change. It's a multifaceted approach that kind of aims at bettering the nutrition status and the overall safety of our clients in their home through the use of dietitians and OTs, so occupational therapists. So basically what will happen is we'll have a client who's on the grant and they'll work with a dietitian and they'll speak one-on-one, and the dietitian will give them like a nutrition prescription that they can use to tailor medically tailored meals to them specifically. And this is actually our second go around with an ACL INNU grant. From the first one, we realized that we could really meet the food security need of our clients, but we could dig a little bit deeper from the kind of nutritional security aspect for them. So that's what they're doing with the dietitian, and then with the OT will go out to their home and they have to qualify with a fall risk assessment. And so they'll go out there and we'll identify what is the best addressed need for that client to help prevent falls.
Tell us about the why and motivation behind your project.
LifeCare Alliance has been providing Meals on Wheels with clients for 50 years actually. They have many needs, but one thing that we've realized is that getting them food is great, but we can dig deeper. Again, going back to the nutritional security, there's just so much that we could do there. And then with fall prevention, that is obviously a huge need in the senior community. So that was really kind of the driving force. And again, we learned that from the first grant that we did. So really kind of digging a little bit deeper to even better meet the needs of our clients was kind of the big why behind our program.
What has been your biggest challenge? How have you pivoted to turn this into a success?
LifeCare Alliance, not a lot of people know this, but we're kind of like a mall with a whole bunch of different stores. So we have a lot of different departments and we all do different things. And this medically tailored meal program is actually kind of the marriage of a few of those departments. And our biggest barrier so far is actually learning to speak the same language internally. This program kind of developed itself out of a need that we identified with our clients, and we have taken a lot of time to learn how to communicate individually between one another to really make sure that we are giving the best service to our clients. Now with this grant, kind of standardizing the process with that language internally has definitely been the biggest barrier. With that being said, internally it's really helped us standardize our approach and really refine how we address situations for our clients.
In your opinion, what is the most important personality trait or strength someone would need to be successful throughout this project?
The ability to be flexible. So what we have learned in this entire experience is, you start with one project and you have a lot of bullet points that you're trying to meet, and it just simply doesn't work out. And I think that's just kind of a fact of life. So being able to be flexible, being able to compromise while still kind of getting your point met, right? So we speak one language as dietitians, but then when we have our process and we deal with OTs, they speak a different language, and just making sure that, we're able to be flexible to meet on the same page for one client.
What do you wish you would have known prior to the beginning of the project?
The one thing that we wish we would have known was that the meeting of the minds that it takes to really formulate a process and standardize a process to this capacity, it takes a lot of time and a lot of preparation. As a dietitian, I'm ready to hit the ground running, develop these interventions, but there's a whole process that goes before that, and that's just for the RD perspective. The same thing happens with our OTs. There's just so many moving parts that you have to make sure are in order before we can really even get started. And I think we were really fortunate with our first grant. That is something that we learned by experience. So I think this time around, we were much more prepared, and we're definitely working through it at a better capacity.